Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Vital Stories. Well, आज के हमारे जो गेस्ट हैं, she is a second year MBBS student. So please help me in welcoming Shagun from MMU Solan.
Hi, sir.
Hi Shagun.
It's an honor being here. For my
Yeah.
introduction, I'm Shagun. I'm Shagun Sharma Khidtta, and I'm a second year MBBS student at Triple MC at Solan. And it's an honor being here on Ankit sir's channel. Lovely.
Okay, so how's the second year going on, yeah?
So great. It's just like it's coming to an end now. It's just like 2 months, and we'll be heading towards third year. We have our sent-ups in 2 months. So yeah, it's just coming to an end now. So it's been great. Second year has been great now. We have to head towards third year.
Let's dive into your MBBS journey. Start करते हैं आपकी MBBS journey की starting से. Do you always wanted to become a doctor?
Yes, sir. I mean, this actually will sound cliched, and it is cliched, but I have always wanted to be a doctor. My mother has always wanted to see me as a doctor, but and that has actually been such a motivation. My parents have always been so supportive. And private college में भेजा, so that actually shows that my parents have already been supportive. My mother and father. I actually have an elder brother too. Seeing him prepare for NEET, he is an MCH in pediatric surgery. So I saw him preparing for NEET when I was like 4 or 5. So I have always been motivated when I saw him studying so hard.
Okay, so since देखो आपने highlight किया private medical college, right? So what are the factors which led you to choose specifically MMU Solan?
Well, so honestly, I would say private college किसी की choice नहीं होती है या dream college नहीं होता है. So this was never a dream college, of course, but I am very grateful, in fact, glad that I was able to acquire such a college. As in, if I had to specify for MMU, MMU is closer to my home. I belong to Shimla. So that was the greatest factor. And a lot of the faculty here is very, very great since many of the teachers have come from Tanda, IGMC, PGI Chandigarh, and DMC Ludhiana. So we have a great faculty here. So that took me to choose this college. But private college किसी का सपना तो नहीं होता कि हाँ मुझे private college लेना है. It's just that I'm grateful that my parents were able to send me here.
Okay. So Shagun, जैसे आप बता रहे हो कि you there were certain factors which led you to go into the private college, right? So आपकी जो UG की journey रही थी, can you help us go through a little bit of your UG journey?
Absolutely, sir. If I had to begin with it, school mein to I have always been that nerdy person into studies all the times and all those debates and acting and वो typical nerd stuff किया है मैंने वहाँ पर. But then since I was always motivated to become a doctor, so I had my like goal pretty clear that I have to take medical and then give NEET UG. So I took coaching starting from class ninth, 10th, in class 11th and 12th. I was not a dummy student. I went to regular schooling and thereafter in the evening I went to my coaching classes. So I gave my first NEET UG in 2021, actually. That was my first attempt. It was a pretty uh, a bad instance for me. I couldn't complete my OMR sheet. Because lockdown था 2021 में lockdown था and पहली बार वो section B वाला part introduce हुआ था NEET में and that we were not prepared for that. और test series भी बहुत late हुई थी उससे acquaint. So that was a problem and I left my OMR sheet got left and मैं cut off से भी 50 का number ही नीचे थी. So that was a very painful attempt for me. So then thereafter I went to Allen, Mohali. I was there. I took my drop year there. And then I gave my NEET UG and उसमें भी I had marks but apparently my counselors told me कि college नहीं मिलेगा. So I took another drop thereafter वहीं से ही Allen से and post that उस attempt में मेरे पिछले attempt से काफी ज्यादा कम marks आ गए काफी ranks गिर गए हजारों में ranks गिर गए in fact. Then it was the time my parents said that it's enough. We know that you have to become a doctor, so let's choose a private college and go up with it. So that was how my NEET UG journey was, and then I came up here to MMU.
Okay. So Shagun,
Yeah.
जैसे आपने बताया कि specifically जब आपका second या third attempt था, right? Of course, in terms of preparation and everything, जब result की बात आती है, तो there would be some sort of discouraging factors as well. एक डिमोटिवेशन आती है, राइट? सो हाउ डिड यू
Yes.
कोप अप विद दैट?
So honestly, it's the grit, the drive, I would say the glory that this profession brings. I don't think any kind of profession can give you the kind of satisfaction, the kind of glory that MBBS provides you with. This medical journey actually provides you with. So anytime I used to feel down, I just used to remember my parents, that I have supportive parents, which several people don't have, and people actually have to fight to, chase their goals. So I was pretty much motivated by that factor that my parents believe in me and I should do it. जब पहला drop मेरा जब उसके बाद मेरा NEET हुआ था and I had to take another drop, I was not at all prepared for that. In fact, my parents weren't either. We thought कि college मिल जाएगा उस point of time पे and we were ready to take up a college. And second drop, I would actually say it was a very, demotivating and very depressive time for me, I would personally say. वो 7 महीने का ही ड्रॉप था क्योंकि वही लॉकडाउन की वजह से पीछे पीछे शिफ्ट हुआ था हर अटेम्प्ट, तो इट वाज लाइक 6-7 months ऑफ ड्रॉप. एंड उस टाइम पे आई हैव बिन एट माई लोएस्ट आई वुड से इन माई लाइफ, बिकॉज इट वाज लाइक अब मतलब क्या, क्यों ले लिया दोबारा ड्रॉप, आई शुड हैव टेकन अप अ कॉलेज, माई पेरेंट्स वर सेइंग दिस एंड दैट. बट फिर वही ग्रिट था कि कोई बात नहीं, वी हैव टू गिव इट, मे बी व्हाट इफ वी गेट बेटर देन बिफोर, व्हाट इफ लाइफ गेट्स बेटर बिकॉज ऑफ दिस. And I would say that pre-acquired motivation that I had since childhood that kept me going. I would say that.
ओके, सो अगर मैं आपकी एमबीबीएस की भी बात करूं, हाउ वाज योर फर्स्ट डे एट कॉलेज?
So, I would say जब हम पहली बार यहाँ आए थे, in fact, I would say when I came in for the admissions, I was like, oh my God, कहाँ आ गई? I was, I was so stunned. I was taken aback. I was like, why did I have to come here? Like when you go from Shimla to Chandigarh, our college lies on the highway. So when I used to come back from Chandigarh, Shimla ko, I used to be in the Volvo and I used to look down from the highway and I used to be like, कि चलो यहाँ नहीं जाना पड़ा. कोई बात नहीं. That used to be my motivating factor in the drop years कि चलो ठीक है, यहाँ नहीं जा रही हूँ मैं. I am chasing something better. And in the end, God's plan, मतलब you cannot change that. I had to come here. When I came here, one thing that was very, very bothersome, that my parents are giving in so much money, that irritated me a lot. And the first day I came here, I was like, okay, all of these people have, somewhat failed at what we had to do. I mean, that is a very tough term to use, failed, but honestly, that's what we use to each other now. We are very much okay with that now. So it was very, I wouldn't say bad, but it was very remorseful. But in the end, wearing that white coat gave me the satisfaction. चलो कम से कम मैं field में तो हूँ. That was a very that was one thing that kept me going. That okay, this is a good place. The teachers were very welcoming, I would say. The professors here, they were very welcoming. They actually told us that just forget whatever happened in the past. You guys are here. I remember one of our pediatrics HOD came us to address on that day, and she said, "Don't forget that you're the cream layer of your generation. So you actually have to live up to that. Don't worry if it's a private or a government college. In the end, all of you will be doctors." So yeah, that was one thing that I took with myself, that I have been taking with myself now.
ओके, सो शगुन, जैसे अभी कॉन्वर्सेशन में आप बता रहे थे कि यू यूज द वर्ड फेल्ड, राइट? व्हाई फेल्ड ओनली? बिकॉज़ इट्स अ वेरी हेवी वर्ड, राइट?
So my apologies to all the private college students, first of all, that I had to use such a word. But all of us deep within, we know that that actually somewhere bothers us all the time, that we couldn't make it through that particular score that we had to get into some of the great colleges. Uh, you know, that amount of money that we give sometimes to the college, that actually bothers you, and actually sometimes it pains that other people who are not here, the ones who are in good government colleges, they are paying very less amount of that. So actually that that is a cumbersome moment. But I know it's a big word to say, but it actually is there somewhere within us, lying all the time. So actually it came up to my mouth and I spoke that. So that is one thing that bothers.
ओके, सो टॉकिंग अबाउट आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशंस जो थी, एज फार एज, बिकॉज देखो, सिंस चाहे वो प्राइवेट मेडिकल कॉलेज हो या गवर्नमेंट मेडिकल कॉलेज हो, देयर इज सर्टेन सॉर्ट ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशंस, राइट? सो हाउ वाज योर एक्सपेक्टेशंस वर्सेस द रियलिटी व्हिच यू एक्सपीरियंस ड्यूरिंग योर फर्स्ट डे?
Well, so honestly, I personally thought because I don't think there is much distinction amongst government and private medical colleges. In fact, opposing to it, there's this one thing that I've noticed that in private colleges, students, because of that factor that we said that we couldn't do much well in our NEET UG, they have this grit inside of them, or I would say that fire inside of them, that we have to prove ourselves in NEET PG. So I would say that private college students tend to work harder than government college students and be more diligent towards their classes and their academics at times. But honestly, when I came here, I actually believed this that सारे बहुत ऐसे rich brats and बिगड़े हुए बच्चे ही होंगे, and we won't find much of like the good students or the diligent people here. But to my surprise, there were many students that looked so nerdy, so, put together and so quiet. And like that was something that I was taken aback when I saw that कि अच्छा ऐसे बच्चे भी हैं यहाँ पर. So it's going to और हर टाइप के बच्चे हैं. I won't deny this कि मतलब मौज मस्ती करने वाले बच्चे भी हैं. It's the kids who are extremely studious, I would say. हमारा reading room, I can say this, our reading room is the fullest reading room in the entire state, I would say. Like you have people studying all the time, everywhere. That is a big thing. That was a different thing for me.
ओके, सो अभी तक की आपकी जर्नी में व्हाट हैज बीन द मोस्ट रिवॉर्डिंग पार्ट टिल नाउ?
So, I mean, each passing day, I'm very grateful for where I am. I won't deny this. Uh, be it my parents' blessings, yes, I'm very grateful for that. But the moments like अभी second year में आके postings होती है हमारी second year में. First year में, I won't say that D hall gives you that feeling that okay, we are there. I mean, those are one things that many people experience. Even paramedics are there, BPT, and all of these people are there. But when we went to, I remember we went to our family adoption program for community medicine. We had our adoption program, and there we had to adopt families there. We go into different households, and each student is a appointed family. And when that family was there, the amount of trust they place in us, us being second year students, but still they were like, डॉक्टर साहब हमारे को ये हो गया है, डॉक्टर साहब हमारा बीपी ऐसा होता रहता है, मुझे सांस चढ़ती है when they say stuff like that, and then we check their BP, and we were checking their pulse, we were checking their blood sugar levels, and that in second year itself showed that we have importance because they were relying on the information that we were providing them. And then they were like, डॉक्टर साहब ठीक है आप ही आना, अच्छा आप ही हमारे डॉक्टर साहब ठीक है, नेक्स्ट टाइम आप आएंगे तो हम फिर आपको और चाय पिलाने बिठाएंगे ऐसे. They were so friendly, and that actually made me feel that our profession is so like मतलब people are so much dependent on us for something precious like a life. So that actually was the most rewarding feeling when I went there for the adoption program. That was a very nice thing.
ग्रेट ग्रेट. सो टॉकिंग अबाउट सिंस जब अभी जैसे आपका फर्स्ट ईयर कंप्लीट हुआ, राइट? सो हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस एज अ फ्रेशर एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट द इक्वेशन विद द सीनियर्स?
So in our college, we do not have any event, no fests, no other event. It's just one freshers and one farewell. And I mean it when I say it. Our freshers is like a grand, grand event. It's not any other freshers. Ki freshers aa rahe, dance karwa diya, we give them something to eat and it's done. It's very grand. So when we were fresher, when we just came into our college, if I had to say personally, I don't know about the others. I used to remain very, very submissive, very like, semi, see, and like, okay, we have seniors. And when we have already like heard things like these on like the television, the movies, and everywhere. कि seniors कैसे डांटते हैं, ragging होती है, this and that. So then we were very scared. But slowly and steadily, I met very, very loving seniors. Like, I can't imagine my life in MMU without my seniors. It's like that. Such great seniors who guided me through. Who I just had one senior of 2019 batch who passed out from our college, and I that woman I would like to mention her, Dr. Vipra. She was the one who made me, she recommended my name for choosing me as the brand ambassador for Marrow. So there, that woman actually gave the kickstart for my professional career in all these extracurriculars. And I was so thankful that she was the first senior who actually treated me like her own child. And many seniors like her have been so helpful in the reading room when I used to be scared of seniors like taking away my seats. Some seniors used to come like who didn't even know me. They used to be like, "कैसे ले ली? हमारा बच्चा है, हमारे बच्चे को तंग नहीं करना." Such lovely seniors we have here. I have been very grateful for the kind of seniors I have here. Well, lovely interaction we have. This is a like ragging free campus. Zero ragging tolerance is here in our college. And students are not made to interact in the first few months until we have our freshers. After that, it's chill है फिर तो लाइफ है तो seniors और juniors की best equation है college में. It's a lovely place to be.
Fair enough. So this was all the lovely part you have, right? In case anything or anything related to like going ahead with horrifying experiences, do you have any such as well?
Well, so where there is good, there is always bad, and fortunate enough, I would say, I have mostly experienced the good part of it. But फिर हो ही जाता है कि like there are some I've seen seniors like fighting and going after each other for petty things and things like these and toxic culture. I cannot deny this. Medical colleges are toxic. Inevitably, it's we cannot help it. As in, if I had to say horrifying, that actually, made my spine shiver. Nothing as such happened that I had to, settle myself down a bit. But it was like, yeah, sometimes it's scary. Sometimes people get onto each other for unnecessary stuff. और मतलब एक दूसरे के पीछे ही पड़ जाते हैं कि ये कैसे कर लिया इसने मुझे just because of that ego factor that comes in. That is one thing. And one thing that actually amplifies it, our college is in periphery. It's like any other college I've seen, most colleges are in periphery. So we are not connected to much places, and Chandigarh be it's like a 1 to 1.5 hour drive. Solan is also half hour away. Shimla is also 1 2 hour away. So that actually, secludes you from the world around you, and you have lesser options to go out. So people are here. What will they do? Enjoy the toxicity, enjoy the college politics. So that actually, ruins the fun part of it. But it's fun at the same time. We can't deny it. Everybody enjoys it.
So toxicity जैसे आप बता रहे हो किस context में toxicity?
So toxicity, one thing, if I had to completely say about competition, तो नहीं. Competition हर जगह होता है. So it's like बहुत छोटी से छोटी चीजों में भी competition होता है. Sometimes the competition becomes brutal. कि like इसके तो नहीं आने दूंगी मैं इतने नंबर इससे तो इसको तो मैं देखती हूँ अब कैसे पढ़ेगी. That is the toxic part of it. Like ruining someone else's peace is toxic. I would say that. That is the toxic part of it. अगर मैं खुश नहीं हूँ तो ये भी खुश नहीं होना चाहिए.
हाँ मतलब ये कहना चाहते हो लोग अपने दुख से दुखी नहीं है दूसरों के सुख से ज्यादा दुखी हैं.
Yeah, exactly. I won't say this is in MMU. No hate to MMU. It's everywhere. I have spoken to my other friends in SLBS and Tanda and IGMC. I guess it's the medical stress that makes you like this. I honestly believe. वो उन किताबों के बोझ से ना, you get, it gets burdensome at times. You can't help it.
So any controversial thing you would like to add about the relationships also in MMU Solan?
So, relationships in medical college necessary. Well, it's very, very necessary to have. People here cannot survive with a better half for the college, I would say. Personally, I have not been in a relationship. I am single, so I cannot comment about. I don't have much experience about relationships, but since I've seen couples all around, we have, मतलब couples ही couples हैं. हर जगह couples है. You walk through the paths, you walk on the roads, you're in the reading room, you're in the canteen, you're in the classroom. You have couples everywhere. And I somewhat believe that medical field actually requires a very supportive partner. It's a blessing in disguise, I would say. नहीं तो I've seen elder people, they tell us, जैसे सब बड़े बोलते हैं कि ये distraction होती है, मत पड़ो इन सब चक्करों में. But if I had to say, if you have a supportive partner who actually makes you, I've seen people here who did not study at all, but they got together with a very studious, nerdy partner and they started studying so much. They were actually in the topmost ranks last year in our first prof. I've seen that. And seniors too, that actually works. And sometimes it works the other way around. जो बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ता था वो एक ऐसे partner के साथ आ गया who doesn't, want to work hard. And that actually affected them badly. So, relationships, I believe personally it's a good thing. Although opposing to that, I have been single, but still, I believe it's a good thing. Yeah, there
Okay.
should be
So
relationships.
talking about about the fun actually, like what do you guys do in your free time?
As I said, sir, we are in a periphery. We do not have much options like, exploring the city, going here, going there. Um, For the fun part of it, we have some cafes nearby the college. We go there. We have Solon very nearby. So we have a lot of cafes and some places where we have these restaurants. We have the arcade there. We have little bit of stuff that we can actually enjoy. Some cute little snuggly restaurants. We have this place, Little Tibet. We go there. We have very nice restaurants, Mocha, and all of these we just have this. I mean, my description itself tells that we do not have much of options here. It's very, it's very constricted, and we do not have much options.
So, do you guys go for clubbing also?
So we have no clubs around us, unfortunately. I really like clubbing, but we do not have clubs around here. I just have been to the club once. It was nice, but no clubs around here. It's
So in all those cures and everything, because MBBS journey is actually very toxic. Talking about from your perspective, since you mentioned that it's all about, see, कहीं ना कहीं अगर देखा जाए एक एमबीबीएस स्टूडेंट की जर्नी में आई थिंक वो 4-5 years की जो टाइम स्पेन भी है, ऑफ कोर्स देयर हैव बीन मेनी अप्स एंड डाउन्स राइट, एंड उसके लिए कहीं ना कहीं फन मैनेज करना, चलो ठीक है, रेलेवेंस भी आती है कहीं ना कहीं। चलो फर्स्ट ईयर में बंदा इतना चलो होता है कि चलो ठीक है, बट वो सेकेंड ईयर थर्ड ईयर जब वो फाइनल ईयर का प्रेशर आना शुरू होता है, तो हाउ डू यू गाइज मैनेज दैट थिंग कि चलो ठीक है यार अब ये इस चीज को मैनेजिंग द फन पार्ट एज वेल एज द स्टडीज।
So honestly, when we were in the first year, we did not know how to do that. Uh, if I had to tell about myself personally, when we had this pressure about studies, तो फिर वही था कि बस पढ़ते रहो, पढ़ते रहो, पढ़ते रहो, and just don't do anything or you'll lose out on your marks and lose out on your progress. But when we went through the part, that first prof part, when we gave the first prof, then we learned that it's not that you just have to study or you just have to have fun. I recently had this one interview with Dr. Abhishek. He was all India rank 189 in NEET. So he actually mentioned this thing that I was just over my first prof. And he told me there that, you actually have to, when you study, you just study even if it's like an hour, you just study then and you have fun later on. Then you won't regret having fun. And that studying part will also be like, fruitful. You actually have done something. That's what we learned after first prof. That's what we actually integrated in second year, I would say. We actually knew that बस मतलब रोज पढ़ते रहो थोड़ा थोड़ा पढ़ते रहो and have fun as well. Have your weekends done. Have one day in the week that you go out somewhere. We always have planned, events and we always go out. Even if we are in a periphery, I would say we do have fun. We go outside. We somewhat plan, trips to Chandigarh or maybe outside somewhere. I go home frequently. My home is very near, and the biggest advantage I have. So I go home once or twice a month. So that is actually an enjoyment in itself. So, when you study regularly, तब regret भी नहीं होता है कि हाँ ठीक है वो क्योंकि वही अगेन प्राइवेट कॉलेज फीस का डर वो एक डंडा होता है सिर के ऊपर कि यार मॉम डैड आर डूइंग अ लॉट फॉर यू हैव टू गिव बैक एज वेल so that actually makes you sit on the chair and go through your stuff, actually be attentive in your classroom. But yeah, it's easy to balance fun and studies. But what like exam time pe you have to give your all. That 1 or 2 month phase that we have to give it your all. But it's just that 1 or 2 months in an entire span of year. पूरे साल में तो you have to balance it out. Fun भी होता है ऐसा नहीं. It's a very cliche thing that MBBS students just don't have any kind of fun. वो दोनों balance हो जाता है. You learn it with time.
So talking about your hostel life, how's the hostel life of MMU Solan?
Well, so when I came here, honestly, I thought ki, what is this? Why are we going to, matlab, why are we having such a thing here to live? But when I spoke to my other friends, it's actually better. In fact, a lot better. Our hostels, there are double-seater rooms here. Two of us share a single room, and we have attached washrooms, which actually is a very nice advantage that people in hostel seldom get. My mother told me that we used to have one washroom on an entire floor. That was just like 1 or 2 washrooms for the entire floor. So that made me think that we actually have good things here. It's a nice hostel, I would say. Its security is very nice, well ventilated, and the space is nice. Like it's good for a hostel room. Our hostels are a bit segregated from the hospital part. Hospitals are a bit downwards. So that actually, decreases the amount of noise and everything. So that makes it a peaceful place. And
Mhm.
Pahado pe as our college, so obviously that actually makes it good. That the weather is also nice.
ऑफ कोर्स पहाड़ों में रह रहे हो यार, तो वेदर तो अच्छा होना ही है ऑफ कोर्स।
हाँ सर बिल्कुल। Yeah.
बट खाना खाना कैसा है? क्योंकि जनरली हॉस्टल्स का खाना होता खराब है, तो एमएमयू सोलन का एक्सपीरियंस कैसा है वहां पे?
So, बहुत subjective answer है इसका, honestly, I would say. Some people won't like it because it's maybe bland sometimes or it's non-spicy or like वैसे. But I would say it's eatable. I have seen people show me their videos कि देखे पानी जैसी दाल है, चावल कैसे हैं, this and that. Of course, you cannot get the top-notch, quality here. It's a hostel in the end. We cannot help it. But I would say it's eatable, and we do survive eating that.
ओके,
Back to
सो
subjective.
अगर अभी देखो जैसे आपकी सेकेंड ईयर की जर्नी चल रही है, राइट? इफ
Yeah.
यू वुड हैव गो बैक टू योर फर्स्ट ईयर, व्हाट इज द वन थिंग यू वुड लाइक टू रिप्लेस इसकी, और एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ रिग्रेट्स रिगार्डिंग दैट कि यार ये चीज मुझे दोबारा करनी है फर्स्ट ईयर के लिए?
So regrets, I wouldn't say regrets because जो भी हुआ, even if it was bad, even if it didn't favor me, that taught me so much that I will actually help me to stand in this profession when I go forward. जो भी अगर कुछ भी दिक्कत आई फ्रेंडशिप्स में आई कहीं भी कॉलेज में आई that actually made me stronger. So I won't say I regret anything. But one thing that I would like to change if I had to go back to first year, that I would recommend not making friends as soon as you enter college. मतलब the second day I was in college, I had my group of friends like final. ये मेरे दोस्त हैं, these are my people, and yeah, I will stay with them forever. You do not do that. And that is for the betterment of everybody. You take your time, you actually discover people, कि मेरी species के कौन लोग हैं, and then you get to know people. For the first few months, I would say everybody is putting forward their best foot. And this is for everybody, for myself too. We will not show our flaws. We will not show the way we get cranky. We will not show what things we do not adjust with. So I would say that take your time. We had 1 month of foundation course, I remember. And on the second day of that foundation course, I had my friends. I just hung out with them all the time. And I actually secluded the other people. I was like, no, I won't speak to you guys. I just have these people. And that is not the right thing to do. I would recommend that take your time, choose your people, and then you get to decide. My group of friends is completely different from what I had last year. So that actually, and that is the beauty of it, I would say, that you actually discover people ki, हाँ, ये मेरे, species के प्राणी हैं, इनको पकड़ते हैं, and then you actually make that good knot of friends, and that is really lovely. So I would say that, take your time, just go slow.
ठीक ठीक। सो शगुन, टॉकिंग अबाउट कॉम्पिटेंसी पर्सपेक्टिव से अगर मैं पूछूं तो, बिकॉज देखो एक गवर्नमेंट मेडिकल कॉलेज का जो स्टूडेंट है, राइट, कहीं ना कहीं देयर वुड बी सम सॉर्ट ऑफ, चाहे वो स्ट्रिंजेंसीज कह लो या सॉर्ट ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन कह लो, ऑफ कोर्स इट इज देयर, राइट?
Yeah,
सो
undeniable.
सिंस अब देखो एकेडमिकली जैसे आपका बैकग्राउंड भी रहा है, राइट, आपका पेरेंटल साइड भी है कि समहाउ द अदर यू हैव अ साउंड बैकग्राउंड, राइट, इन
Yeah.
टर्म्स की वो प्रेशर भी होता है ऑफ कोर्स। जैसे आपके आपने बताया कि आपके ब्रदर भी ही इज इनटू ही इज एमसीएच, राइट?
Yes,
सो
sir.
समहाउ द अदर कॉम्पिटेंसी लेवल में अगर मैं पूछूं, डू यू फील लाइक कि यार गवर्नमेंट मेडिकल कॉलेज में होते तो ज्यादा अच्छा कॉम्पिटेंसी मिलती?
So, undeniably, that one factor, patient load, actually, segregates you from government college. Here in private college, we do have a good patient load. I won't deny this. MMU has some sort of patient load. नहीं तो कई colleges में तो खाली होते हैं wards. यहाँ पर फिर we have patients. That one thing that actually, segregates you from government colleges is the patient load. I have personally experienced this. हम postings लगा चुके हैं, हमारी खत्म हो गई सारी postings, and now we see you do not government colleges में my friends tell me they've seen very, crucial cases which we seldom see in real life. There are very less people now. Diseases like myasthenia gravis, all of these tough conditions which we usually do not see on a daily basis, they actually get to cater such diseases like very frequently. So that actually makes you different because I've seen that rather than going into theory or maybe into like the books, it's always the patients who teach you. The patient, the like we say in first year, the cadaver is your first teacher. Similarly, patients are your teacher. Clinicals actually teach you everything. MBBS में तो clinicals ही हैं सब कुछ. So that is one point that actually segregates. But on the counterparts of it, if I had to specifically tell about my college, we have the best of faculty. The teachers, the professors are so much into teaching because I've seen professors पढ़ाना ही नहीं चाहते हैं. तो अगर professor पढ़ाना ही नहीं चाहेगा तो the students will not make an effort to study either. But here टीचर्स डंडा लेके खड़े होते हैं सिर के ऊपर कि पढ़ो, ये तुम्हारे को दिया है पढ़ने को, अभी क्लास में पढ़ो, आई कैन आस्क एनीबडी टू एक्चुअली enunciate whatever you just learned right now. And that is actually one thing that makes it better. क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस में अटेंडेंस का भी एक होता है, वी हैव बायोमेट्रिक सिस्टम हियर, एंड यू नो care not, but you cannot skip any single class here. कोई proxy लग ही नहीं सकती है, मतलब कोई चांस ही नहीं है proxy लगने का कि you can't keep your photograph there and have the biometric done. You have to be present in the class to put your attendance there. So that is one thing. कि when you attend more classes, more postings, more clinicals, that actually makes you better. और फिर वही होता है कि like डंडा है बच्चों के ऊपर कि पढ़ना है, guys, we are investing on you, so you gotta study. So that is one thing that is better. It's just the clinicals wala part, the patient load that actually keeps you a bit back.
पर अब तो मैंने सुना है कि अटेंडेंस में 90% हो गई है।
सर हमारे को recommended attendance है 90%. Why would I say this कि ऐसा है? It's always 75 and 80%. But our principal actually encourages that be above 90%. Although he says कि 100% ही होनी चाहिए, don't leave a single class. But that is humanly impossible. We have to attend some events. We do fall sick often. So that actually cannot make you, be there for 100% of the classes. But हमारे college में ऐसा है कि like they keep the bar at 90. एंड उसके नीचे अगर अटेंडेंस गिर जाए तो फिर यूर इन द रेड जोन, बट वही फिर 80-75 ही रहता है, इट डजंट चेंज.
नहीं
और
तो
एनएमसी
मतलब
इज थोड़ा,
या प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
या एनएमसी एक्चुअली इज अ बिट स्ट्रिक्ट विद द प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस. गवर्नमेंट से ज्यादा प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस पे एनएमसी इज अ बिट स्ट्रेनस कि नहीं चाहिए ही अटेंडेंस, तो चाहिए चाहिए. तो इसलिए हमारा कॉलेज भी इट्स लाइक दे आर अपॉन आवर हेड्स ऑल द टाइम कि नहीं लगाओ क्लासेस.
तो टॉकिंग अबाउट एग्जाम के लिए, तो डू दे मतलब अगर किसी की 90% से कम है तो क्या वो एग्जाम दे सकता है?
यस सर, 75-80 ही है इन दी एंड. मतलब एग्जाम से पहले वो देखेंगे ही 75-80. अगर उससे कम, नाउ दे हैव बिकम स्ट्रिक्टर फॉर लाइक द पास्ट फ्यू इयर्स आई हैव सीन, दे विल डिटेन यू अगर कम है अटेंडेंस. अगर 75 से कम है, इवन इफ इट्स 74 पॉइंट, 74.6, 74.7, दे डिटेन यू. एंड you cannot help it, but वो होता ही होता है. That you is there that strictness about attendance. वो नहीं कवर अप करेंगे उसे, एंड दे वोंट स्पेयर यू फॉर दैट. वो करेंगे ही करेंगे फिर डिटेन. सो दैट इज वन थिंग. अटेंडेंस के लिए काफी ज्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट है, होते ही होता है डिटेन.
ओके, सो मूविंग ऑन टू द लास्ट क्वेश्चन. सी,
यस सर.
बेस्ड ऑन योर एक्सपीरियंस एंड एवरीथिंग, अभी देखो आज नीट यूजी हुआ, राइट? एंड अगर मैं
यस.
लास्ट ईयर की स्टैटिस्टिक्स की भी बात करूं, 25 लाख स्टूडेंट्स वर देयर हु अपीयर्ड फॉर नीट, राइट? एंड
या.
टॉकिंग अबाउट जो वहां पे आपकी कट ऑफ्स गई थी, तो इट वाज ह्यूज. So based on your experience, would you recommend taking a break, or you recommend कि private college भी सही है?
So it's all dependent on the finances. The primary thing is finances. If your parents are willing to afford the expenses, I would say it's not a bad thing at all. I mean, since I have had all kinds of experience during NEET UG, in the various drop years that I had, I personally, when I say regret, I mean it. I regret taking the second drop. Because that actually led to a downfall in my marks. So I would never recommend anybody to go for multiple drops. We had this one organic chemistry teacher in Allen. He used to tell us that the number of drops actually is inversely proportional to the chances of your selection. So I will not recommend taking multiple drops or like going in ki nahi, I can do better, I can do better. If your parents can afford, please highly take up a private college and save yourself the years. Because as you progress forward, imagine someone who has taken 3-4 drop years and they still end up coming into a private college. It's like you will be 27, 28 when you graduate. And they say that there is no age for anything, kabhi bhi kar sakte hain, and like, but you have to be practical in life too. There is a sort of plan that everybody needs to follow. And MBBS की तो कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं है. हमारे को तो सीधा बोल रहे थे, हमें तो प्रोफेसर सीधा बोलते हैं, it's not even PG now. Nobody asks MS or MD. It's DM and MCH now. It's fellowships, it's various things, DNBs and all of these things. So since that journey is like 11-12 years long, एंड अगर अभी आपने 3-4 साल लगा दिए, इनफैक्ट 2 साल भी लगा दिया, आई वुड से दैट एक्चुअली टेक्स यू अ लॉट मोर फार अवे फ्रॉम योर गोल. 33, 34, 35 यू विल स्टिल बी स्टडिंग. हु नोज नीट पीजी पहले अटेम्प्ट में अगर यूजी ही 3-4 अटेम्प्ट लगे तो हु नोज पीजी में कितने अटेम्प्ट लगे, देन फिर उसके बाद सुपर स्पेशलिटी में कितना अटेम्प्ट लगे. सो आई वोंट रेकमेंड टेकिंग टू मेनी ड्रॉप्स. इफ योर पेरेंट्स कैन अफोर्ड, काइंडली टेक अप अ प्राइवेट कॉलेज. इट्स हाईली वर्थ इट. पढ़ाई ज्यादा होती है यहाँ पर. आई वुड से प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस में ज्यादा ही पढ़ते हैं लोग. गवर्नमेंट में जितना भी मैंने देखा है, they tend to study more. It's just the clinicals part, thoda you lag on that. But the time that you save, the years that you save are worth everything. Time is a very crucial currency. You cannot let it go like that. So I would say ज़्यादा drops मत लो.
Fair enough. Well, thank you so much, Shagun, for sharing your valuable time, and wish you all the best for your second year exams. And we'll catch up
Thank you so
after
much.
completing your MBBS and going ahead with your PG. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.